Hi everybody, Allie here with ABC Bead Supply, and I'm here today with a tutorial for you on how to make bubblegum necklaces using a leather cord and making them adjustable. When we started Aubrey's Bead Closet about 7 years ago now, this was our new signature style that we built that company on. And as we started ABC Bead Supply a couple years back, and this has grown, we're switching over from even offering the pre-made designs over there to carrying these DIY project kits where people can make their own necklaces. So that as we go through this transition, we want to make sure that everyone has step-by-steps on how to duplicate these projects. And to make things easier, we've got kits available to get you jump-started with this type of design and setup. But then we've also added into our inventory the genuine leather high quality cord that we've sourced for years over at Aubrey's Bead Closet. We're now carrying that at ABC Bead Supply, along with the tarnish resistant large hold stainless steel premium spacers that we use on the genuine leather. So some really fun things that are now available at ABC Bead Supply that were our bread and butter items over at Aubrey's Bead Closet. So we are starting off with, this is the assortment of kits that we have available as we launch this new line. We wanted to make sure that we had some things for the upcoming holidays along with some generic pieces. So for example, why don't I show you the cupcake one as a demo. So we have the cupcake with sprinkles, which is really fun. There's a really fun, really pretty, great everyday leather or leopard. With St. Patrick's Day coming up, we've got a lucky St. Patrick's Day shamrock piece. Read Across America is coming up in March, so we've got a Reading is My Thing necklace featuring lots of fun Dr. Seuss colors. A rainbow, you can't ever go wrong with rainbow. It's a great alternative with St. Patrick's Day coming up, but then also just year round. A version of this we've always had available at Aubrey's Bead Closet, and it's always a bestseller. So we decided to do a variation of it and bring it over to ABC Bead Supply in a kit. We've got a sweet little watercolor heart for St. Patrick's or for Valentine's Day, but also it can be used really anytime. So with Valentine's Day coming up really soon here, we didn't want things to be too specifically Valentine. So it's a nice, fun new color combination for all times of the year. And then we have this really fun paw themed necklace as well. So those are all of the kits that we have available right now. So I'm going to walk you through how to make a necklace using the cupcake necklace style. So here's the cupcake kit. And this is actually just a painting tray, but we do have these available on the website now because they are the perfect thing for making this style of necklace. You only have one empty well at the top, and you can place your beads around it, and it gives you the full necklace. And it's just really nice with these chunkier beads for arranging things. They work out a lot better for the bead trays because the wells are so much bigger. So this is helpful just to get your necklace laid out. So we're gonna start with a little cupcake silicone. We've got a chalk matte bead, a chunky glitter bead, a faceted pearl, a fun glitter bead, iridescent, printed sprinkles, a facet, and then a tinsel. So you can see how these trays are just perfect for creating this style necklace, and they're only $1.50 on the site, so they're a nice little inexpensive add-on purchase that you can tag on with your kits. And then the spacer beads are separate in a little separate bag so that they don't get lost. We are including 12 spacer beads in each of the kits. You only need 10, but we are giving 2 extra just because they're so tiny and they're easy to drop and lose. We don't want you to not be able to finish your necklace because you've dropped a spacer. So there's 2 extras included in those kits. And then you have a full yard of the genuine leather cord. So what I want to show you here is the measurements that we have always used over at Aubrey's Bead Closet. So we're giving you in this kit a full yard of cord so that you can make the necklace the length that you want. And if you want to convert the design to a lanyard, you've got more cord to work with, and you can do that. We have always cut our 0 to 5 year size necklaces to 28 inches and our 6-year plus size necklaces to 34 inches. And that's been a really good 2 different size options that we've made available to customers. Our volume was always very, very high over there, so we had to really keep sizing options really streamlined. So we just had the 2. That doesn't mean that there aren't others available and that you can't tailor, custom make the sizes. So the nice thing with the kits is that if you find that your daughter is in between sizes, or if you're wearing them as an adult and want it a little bit longer, this is definitely more of a kid's piece. But some of the necklaces like that, we've definitely had adults wear and love over the years. So you've got more flexibility. So you have a full yard. So with the project kits, you can really hone in on exactly what length you want. So if you've been a necklace buyer in the past and you're switching over to these DIY kits, if your daughter's in between sizes, you can cut your own cord right in between and make it whatever size you need. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to put my end of the leather down here and go straight over to that 0 to 5 mark. That's always been the most popular size. And we find that even kids older can still wear that size. They just don't have as long to wear them. Okay, so once you have your cord cut, you're gonna start off with a stainless steel spacer bead and pop that on the cord. And then we're gonna put a silicone focal bead on, and then another spacer, and then a chalk mat, and you're just gonna go all the way through. Now, when you hit a bead like this, sometimes the holes can be filled. Pearls can do that. Just gonna take the end of your scissors to poke that out. We do have bead reamers that will help you poke that out that are a little bit safer, but I'm trying to show you how to make these with as few supplies as possible, just so that you're not intimidated by purchases. So if you're going to be doing a lot of beading, the bead reamers are only $1, and I would recommend grabbing one just so that you don't hurt yourself with the scissors. Pearls, glitter bead. I'm trying to think of what other styles. Really, it's just kind of those that do that. All right, so you're just going through and alternating a spacer bead and an acrylic bead until you get all of those beads on. Okay. Once you have everything strung on the leather, you're going to hold those 2 ends together so that they're even. And then while you're holding this firm, so they're still lining up at the bottom, you want to make sure that they don't wiggle around. You're going to get these straightened out so that the 2 sides are even, and so that your spacer beads are across from each other. You want them as even as possible so that the cord length stays as true to the cut as possible. That's just a piece of glitter that caught onto the silicone. Okay, so once you have those even, you're going to take one side of the necklace and you're going to do a knot. And I'm just holding all of this very, very still, pinching it with my finger so that I don't move those things around. We're just going to do a knot on one side. And then you're going to take the other side. And what you can't really see in a video, but I'll do my best to articulate, is that you're kind of pushing. So I'm pushing left. You can't see that pushing motion, but I'm pulling this really far and I'm pulling down snug on the left. So you're getting the tension on this very, very snug and tight to get your second knot in, so that you don't have loose beads flopping around on the cord. And so again, I'm holding really tight, pushing down on the left while I get that knot nice and close. And then that way you don't have any gaps. These beads aren't moving or shifting or flapping around on the cord. Once you've got those two sides the two knots in, then you're going to go through and double check. During that shimmy process where you're putting the tension on one side, it generally pushes on the leather a little bit to make it a little uneven again. So just a little trim to even that back up so that your tails of leather are the same. Then with this side, you're going to take your finger and you're going to loop twice around your finger, and then this knot is going to cross over kind of like a X, and then you're going to flip that tail out so that you've got those two little loops right here. And then you'll take this cord, stick it through, and then you're going to just shimmy this down. I'm pushing with my finger to gently get that knot down as far as I can so that you're using as little cord on the end as possible, getting the most length out of it. And then you're going to take a pair of pliers to pull that tail. You can't pull with your fingers snug enough. You really want pliers to pull it. Otherwise, the knot will come undone too easily. So making sure that that knot is snug with pliers is really important. And then you can trim the end. You want to make sure that there's about 1/4 of an inch of a tail. And then you're going to come through with this leather to the other side. And you're going to take this tail and you're going to wrap it. So the first time we wrapped it around just our finger. Now you're wrapping it around the finger and this other piece of cord. So it's still 2 loops. Make your X over and put that tail right under those loops. And this whole time I'm pulling, I'm really watching to make sure that these knots have nice clean loops and circles and that they aren't all twisted up. Because if they get all twisted, it's going to make kind of like a bulge on the knot that you don't want. So you're just checking to make sure that everything is nice and smooth so that the loops aren't crossed, so that it is smooth when you pull the knot tight. So you just take the ends, end of that cord, give it a pull, make sure that it can move across the cord without being too tight, not too loose. So it's a fine balance. And then trim that end. And then you have an adjustable necklace. And it's important to note that when you're adjusting these, you don't want the knots to actually touch. You want to leave a gap in them so that you always have a place to hold on to and to move the leather with and to move those knots back and forth with. If you get them too close, it can be hard to get them to come apart. So you want to just leave a nice gap when you're working with that. And then you have it. There is a necklace all set and ready to go and be worn and loved. So there's a bunch of kits available right now. These are all of the new necklace designs. And then they're all available in these project kits that come with the beads, the spacer beads, the leather. All you need is a pair of pliers and a pair of scissors. You can get away with just these 2 things to assemble the kits. A couple upgrades are going to be a paint palette tray to lay your beads out in, and then a bead reamer might come in handy down the road if you're going to be making a bunch of them. If not, you can just use the tip of your scissors. All right, so there's a tutorial on how to make an adjustable bubblegum necklace using leather cord. And again, the leather cord is also now available by the yard on the website at abcbeadsupply.com. And these special spacers are also available now on the website as well. So if you want to just start making these and not using the preset kits, the supplies are all available for you to do so.